What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my crypto journey. My name is Rodney, and today we're going to be reacting to the, I think, what is a apology video by Matt Wallace of The Final Stand. This guy is the Dogecoin ambassador, right? There's another guy who represents Dogecoin, but I think this guy is the guy who really stands at the top of the mountain shouting the wonders of Dogecoin. Now, if you're in this meme token, meme coin space, you got to know who this guy is, right? And so yesterday, what had happened was, I believe it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, he launched a token called Accept Doge, right? I'm not sure if that's like a statement for people to kind of accept Doge. I'm not sure what was going on, right? Maybe they want big companies to accept Dogecoin. But what you see a lot of times is that some people, especially in this space, if you have a big enough following, sometimes you can launch your token and make some money off of it, right? Because that's what this is, right? It's a money grab. But this went really bad, right? Really bad. And the thing is, usually these tokens that launch like this is not what you see. This is some sort of malicious intent. Now, whether it was him or the people he put around the project, right? Because it could be the dev team, we don't know. But usually the chart looks something a little more extended, right? It looks like a slow rug pull, right? Because this right here is a blatant scam, right? But if you launch a token or a coin and it starts to bleed out slowly over time, well, then you could just say it's a failed project. And that's what we see in this space most of the time these days. We call it the slow rug, right? Where a team will launch a token and all the while they'll be draining liquidity from it, or, you know, siphoning money out through the marketing wall and those sorts of things. So this is most unfortunate. Now, do I believe that he had some malicious intent? Well, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I know that his YouTube channel pulls in a lot of money, and I don't see why he would want to risk it all and blatantly scam people to make a quick buck. It doesn't seem right to me. And there's a video of him in the Telegram, and I'll put a link to everything in the description down below. There's a link to his this video of his Telegram of people coming after him, as they should. But I honestly think the team he put around him, whoever set up the contract, whoever launched it, whatever, right? Because he's just the mouthpiece. He's just the face, right? He's not like the guy who did all the coding and stuff like that. I think the people he put around him are the ones who end up scamming his investors. And unfortunately, he's the face of the project, so he must face the music. So without further ado, let's jump into the video and see what he has to say.
Wallace, and this is Final Stand. Obviously, there is a crazy amount of stuff to talk about today as we continue to see a lot of things swirling around the internet, a lot of things that aren't true, a lot of things that people are questioning and wondering. So tonight I'm going to come on and clarify a lot of what's happening, to clarify exactly what the situation is and why so many things that are being spread are incorrect. But before getting to that will come. If you want to skip ahead to that, if you're only here tonight for that reason, you're welcome to skip ahead to the part of the video where I talk about that, which I'm not sure where exactly it's going to be yet.
I had to put this in here. Check this out.
So it's just crazy to look back on this journey and see where we started versus where we are now. And take a look at this. So this is the Dogecoin chart at this current point in time. It's looking particularly bullish as
what? It's looking bullish. I mean, it looks like a slow rug, right? I mean, okay, let's continue.
We can go ahead and address some of what happened. So I put out two statements. Basically, this is the first one. This launch has obviously not gone as planned whatsoever. I'm not entirely sure what happened, and I'm doing everything in my power to figure it out and make sure a solution happens. To be clear, liquidity is still in the contract, and everything and everyone involved rather with it is still answering. Nobody is hiding or running. There's likely a logical explanation for what happened, and more on that in a sec. However, the launch still went badly. Solidity Finance needs to provide a full explanation before we can decide if we want to move forward as a community with Accept Crypto, but I think there is the ability for that to happen. I love the use case, and it is entirely possible this launch problem will become just a bad memory, but a lot of things need to happen before that. Would love to see the coin spike like crazy, and surprisingly right now it actually has been going in the last hour or so. For some reason it's spiked a lot, and I don't know why, but that is...
Well, that's because people are degenerate and they're buying the dip, right? They're going to buy a dip on something like this because it's probably going to pump again sometime in the future, right? That's just how it is. But I like how he said that nobody's running from the issue. Like, we're here to address everything. Like, you can't run, right? So apparently everybody on the team who developed this token, they're doxxed or whatever. People know who they are. So I think the explanation has to be some sort of bot, right? Some sort of bot just wrecked everyone as soon as it met its threshold. So let's keep going.
something that is happening at this current point in time. But once again, I am saying I do not think people should be purchasing it or participating in it until everything is figured out, especially, and obviously that is something that needs to come first. And then I said, we'll keep you updated. I know some people will not want to participate in the Patreon after this. I completely understand if you don't, but if you decide to say, though, our community is absolutely worth saving because we've been doing awesome for over a year, and one bad thing like this is not going to stop us. I love you guys, and we'll be doing nothing but trying to resolve this over the next however many hours it takes. And then we move on to the next update here. This is very difficult / frustrating situation. Solutions / ways to move forward are being worked on. The cause is still being looked into, but all indications are that Solidity Finance team had a mistake in the contract that caused a technical issue with the launch. To be more specific, I'm not entirely, I think his name is pronounced Aris in Vlahos, the Solidity Finance member who handled the contract. I need to say allegedly for legal purposes, likely just accidentally messed up one crucial thing, and that is what caused what happened. He was very nice and helpful, and I hate to bring his name up, but the truth is that Solidity Finance needs to put out an explanation of exactly what happened. If they want to claim that something was done to the contract after it was handed over to him that caused this, then they need to find that on the blockchain and show it. I'm not a blockchain expert, but I don't see anything of the sort. To be clear, I also personally never had access to the contract at any point. A lot of
Yeah, you guys have to understand that these promoters, like even me, right? I don't know everything there is to know about the blockchain, Etherscan, and those sorts of things, but I'm learning, right? But this guy is the face of a project, right? He's the guy who's going to make this token pump. Like everybody else in the dev team does the busy work, like, you know, handling the contract. And obviously, whoever this guy is, sucks that, you know, unfortunately, this guy is going to, Matt Wallace is going to take the majority of the criticism. But I mean, you just don't know who's on your team sometime. And one little slip up like that, especially in this space, there are so many people out there ready to wreck and find any exploits in your contract. We see it all the time. Every single day on my channel, we see some sort of rug pull, some sort of bot attack. Even if the team is super honest, sometimes you can't prevent it, right? So let's continue.
A lot of news outlets are saying that Matt Wallace. To be very clear, there was never a point when I had access to the contract. So people, it's frustrating that people are spreading things that are false out there. But at the same time, there's my statement so that everyone knows all liquidity / money is still there, and 100% of the money for marketing / development wallets is still there. Also, please hang tight and avoid believing rumors because many false things are going around. I love you guys. I want to make sure a path to move forward is found. So there we go. That's the explanation of what happened. And hopefully, if you've never heard of
So if the liquidity's still there, it's not a rug, right? I mean, I don't know how much is still left, but it's not a rug, right? So I think whoever was able to attack this launch just, I mean, I've seen it happen time and time again in this space. It's just really popular because he's the guy running the project. So, I mean, come on, think about it at the end of the day. It's called Accept Dogecoin. This is a clear money grab. I mean, you think this thing's going to keep going to the moon forever? Like, I don't know what its utility is. Is it a charity token? I don't know, but let's be real now. It's a money grab, but it sucks that they got wrecked so quick.
This, if you don't know what we're talking about, then you're probably like, Matt, I don't care. Why are you reading that? If you have been part of the situation, just know that things are being looked into, and that hopefully that helps to clear everything up, and also lets you know that this is not the conclusion. There are still other conclusions that need to come. And obviously, yes, I have to be a little careful with my wording, but at the same time, I just want to be as straightforward as possible and make sure everything's transparent.
So I guess that was the end of the actual apology video. It wasn't much of an apology. It was more like an explanation. I'm sure he's upset, you know, and it seems like the Aries guy, the Solidity guy, is probably going to take the fall for this. Unfortunately, though, people are going to remember him being associated with it. Now, the best case scenario for Matt Wallace and this token, except Dogecoin, I think it's a token, right? ERC20 token, I'm not sure. The best case scenario is that it pumps again, right? And then they do some kind of giveaway or something like that. I mean, technically in something like this, when something gets rugged like that, you don't lose until you sell, right? So if you sold when you got rugged because you panicked, well, you're stuck like Chuck, right? Maybe they can reimburse those wallets somehow. I'm not sure how many people actually got in on this. That's the option. But if you stayed in and the token continues to pump, well, maybe you can break even in those sort of things. But let's get this straight, right? You know, Dogecoin, it's a meme coin, right? It's not a token, it's a meme coin. And, you know, any other, I mean, look at this chart, you know, it looks like a pump and dump right now. Like I said, I'm in the meme token space. You know, we cover a lot. We cover these every day, right? Dime a dozen. And Dogecoin was just really the first like massively accepted coin that had no use case, that was just funny, right? Funny. It's the Elon Musk coin, right? It's the Saturday Night Live coin. You know what I mean? It's a hustle and those sorts of things. You see Dogecoin and Shiba Inu, but Shiba Inu actually has utility. Dogecoin doesn't. Now, I know the Dogecoin community's. You guys are deep, right? But guys, when you look at market caps, like how much more money can you possibly make from Dogecoin? You have to invest so much money to get a nice return when it comes to investing in Dogecoin, even if it touches its all-time high again. So, I mean, I'm not so sure about investing in Dogecoin, but whatever the situation is, I hope it gets resolved. It definitely will get resolved. This is one of those high-profile cases that people are going to dig deep into. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. What do you think of Matt Wallace? Do you think he's authentic? Do you think he's lying? Do you think people purposely stole the money? Do you think it was a malicious attack? I'm interested to hear your opinion. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Peace.